biggest award show in South, ladies and gentlemen. SSMA, the MDC of Lockdown Entertainment, the current business manager of Silverbird Communication Benin, my boss, my namesake, on why no. Please celebrate Mr. Ando. Celebrate Mr. Andubelo, please. Can you celebrate him? What I have, maybe he will join us. Mr. Lawrence Osarenhoy, aka MC Casino, is on his way. Ladies and gentlemen, please celebrate Casino, MC Casino. One rich comic expert, but got in the city, ladies and gentlemen. He's doing greatly. The show is coming up in Asaba, and he's trying to do one or two things. Ladies and gentlemen, the man that will be asking them questions, ladies and gentlemen, the host of this panel this very afternoon is the convener, Mr. Ikena. Please celebrate him too.
I saw the need to stay back and to develop what it is that God was laying in my heart. And of course, you understand once there is Igbo and Benin, the idea is usually it don't lose. So 300 level, I had to have a conversation with my parents that I was not coming back when I graduated. It was war, and they felt they don't dash me for Benin people. But so at that point, I wrote my first book when I was about graduating from University of Benin, and I had plans to do this, but the puzzle wasn't adding, so I left it. That was 12 years ago. I was planning something with Ali Baba, the comedian. I was planning something, already having conversations with Weird MC when Ijoya was hot. Then ONG. Those were the three persons I was looking at to bring for this thing that we're experiencing there. But somehow along the line, I just felt it wasn't time. The proposal wasn't adding, so I left it until 5 years ago. I attended Creative 7 conference where it revived the vision. And last year, I told myself, we have to jump on this. And I'm glad that we are here today. And I'm glad that these honorable men are here with me to share their story. Like I said, it will interest you to know that every single person here that's occupying the media and digital space didn't have to leave Benin to get to where they are today. And that was what I looked out for every single person sitting here, from the likes of DJ Effects to Ndidi to my box to Efe, Home of Laughter, to George Giamani, every single person. And like I said, feel free, ask your questions. So please, I'll need the second mic. I'll need the second mic quickly. So I have to start with my boss. And several years we've talked about how most of the media radio stations didn't evolve. I remember we had this conversation in your office like 5-7 years ago, how it is that the invention, because we are talking about driving the digital economy. So what happened to the radio stations within Edo State, the media house within Edo State? Because the moment the social media boost came in, it was as if everything went
in Lagos. So it was like, he saw this kind of thing. They were like, one person just they talk, start talking. I went through what he said. 2 days later, I said, man, rant, let me discuss problem of Nigeria. Let me be problems Nigeria have daily and be posting. I posted the first one, nothing happened. Second one, nothing happened. Third one, nothing happened. A day I was like, let me discuss this Wizkid and Davido. That was the trend. I did Wizkid versus Davido. That was it. An hour, 100K view. 2 hours, almost 300. 4 hours, almost 1 million. I said, it dey work. Continuously, we started doing it. Then after like a year, I was like, not be rant and one rant. And it's not rant. My calling is not rant. My love is not ranting. I have to leave ranting. Then I went into interview. I brought interview to Benin also. I went into interview. I did interview with Edo Babe. We brought Edo Babe into Limelight. We did interview with Casino. We did interview with King James. The King James you know today, I gave him that concept with interview. The Pastor James you know today, Lekute. So I did interview with a lot of them in Benin. Then later I said, no be interview. I said, not interview. Interview is going down. Everybody is now doing interview. No, not interview. Then I left interview. I did another concept, apostle. It was that apostle that took me to Dubai and UK for the first time. I do, because I grew up in a church. I know what it takes to do church content. I'm a church
Funny
boy.
Phronesis.
Yes, that was where the name came from, Funny Phronesis. Short now, you call me Funny P. Because a lot of people don't even know what the Phronesis stands for. So calling my name, Funny Phronesis, you may forget. But Funny P, you will easily remember. So I did a concept then, the apostle. That is Funny Phronesis. I think it trended then. That was what took me to Instagram. I did a lot of content then on that. It did not move. So, and I said, Edda, that angel, when that particular concept was not for him, it's for somebody else. I was telling the person, can't shoot. The person they form. Can't shoot in the form. Me, I don't drag people. I'm the owner of the, God bless me with script writing. I can write script. That is my calling. I can see you and say, see how you be, this script will work for you. That is what I do. I can write script. So you don't make yangan for me. If you're in the game, your script writer, you don't play with them. You can be a good actor. Without the writer, you are nothing. Nobody will know you. You are nothing. I write the script. I write, because basically what I do, I always stand behind. I don't position myself at the forefront. I'm always behind, so I don't go to the front camera. So I call this person, come and shoot. Come and shoot. I called this person. 1, 2. I called this person, come and shoot. He was making younger. Then I now asked Eda, you take the role now. He said, Chairman, I feel take him. No, nothing's up. He took the role. That was the introduction of Eda into the Angel series. We brought the Angel series. The thing went viral. Even in China, people record and say, see Chinese people, they watch this thing. They don't even know what thing be, but they laugh. I said, that's the grace. Mommy, good morning, man. You're welcome, man. So a lot of people who watch in different countries, they will be sending to me. I will not like, that's it. But it came to a point. I said, no. The angel content is not too much. I stopped. I didn't do anything again. Then I was now doing just random skit post, but I knew random skits will not give you relevancy. That's just the basic truth. You can keep on posting, but you need to create a character everybody will identify with. I can list so many persons who has been doing random skits. They are nowhere. But you need to create one particular character. People will know you for that. Sabinus, we know him. A poor man. He has a character of always getting things wrong. Yes. Even before Sabinus blew, we featured Sabinus. Sabinus came to my house in Benin twice. Then, that's as at 2019-18. Because we don't be big boy. So, even, I will mention more, we know Macaroni. He has the character. You know Brashagi. He has the character. It was Brashagi that called me and like, you do one angel when they bleach, you do one angel content, you may make my character. After come Lagos, na mo do am. I went to Lagos. It was not like, after that part 1 I walk, come Abuja, mo do part 2. I went to Abuja. So, you need to have a special character. Just doing content like that, it won't work. You just be there, but you may not gain good recognition. Then after the angel, when they bleached, I was not like, let me do something for the Benins. I'm a Benin boy, but I don't like doing Edo content. Edo content will not take you far. I can say it anywhere, anytime, any day. You will only remain within the space of Benin. In Edo, we only have one state. How many local government area? 7 or 6. No, when I make people who speak Benin, 7 people who speak Benin. I'm not talking about the Ishans and the Isako. People who speak the Benin language, 7. But the Igbo land, you have close to 6, 7 states. You can keep speaking Igbo, you will go viral. In the Yorubas, you have up to 6, 7 states. Person like, what's this guy? What's his name? Or that do Yoruba always. What's this guy's name? I've forgotten his name. He's very popular. He can travel with the Yoruba speaking tongue and remain relevant. But in Benin, we have 7. I cannot be doing Benin always. I said, okay, this period of time, let me bring something for the Benin people. We did that Ikwe meeting. Now they were not calling me Iye Nogi. Then after that, I was with Mandiba. I said, I went online. I did the research. I said, we have different character revolving around courtesan. 1, Yahoo. 2, and there's this person they do point at, Pablo. Who is this Pablo? Check online. There's no character called Pablo. No character called Pablo. No character. Check online. Those of you online. No character called Pablo. I told my neighbor, I was like, I for answer this Pablo, man, they do this Pablo character. But that name don't blow. I don't know if you take that name. That was why I now brought in this name, Pluto. I'm acting the character of Pablo in a Pluto way. That's just it. That is why when I started doing it, That is why when I started doing it, a lot of people could relate to it. You don't have choice. The character I bring to you and to the Gen Zs is what they do. Always. I don't need to even think too much. I'll go to the hotel reception and sit down and they see their lifestyle. Yes. The last one I did, that chairman was not like I brought out gas from the hotel. It happened from my area. It happened. Inside hotel, person they cook, they drive and come out. So I don't need to script too much. It happens every day. It happens. So I don't need to script too much. I'll sit down, let them lead their life. I'll just pick one of the funny lines and do it and just relax. So when he told me I'm going to be speaking, content creation is not easy. He said the good and the bad. The good is this. When you start doing content, you make good money. That's one good point of content. People may not, online may not pay you yet. If your content can stand out, people will gift you. I think my first money I made from content was somebody from Italy who gave me 100 euro. I go area, go change them. 36,200. It was not advert. It was not Facebook that pays me. It was not Instagram. Somebody was like, I like your content. Every time here, if I want just relax, I'll go watch and you don't to make me and my family laugh. Where you there? I said, Bini. Say, I'll send them 100 euro come for you. 3 days later, they call me, I collect 100 euro. I say, for this Bini. And somebody sent me close to $1,000 one time. One of their, from US. What content does? It was like, their sister has been depressed for like 2 weeks. She talks to nobody. She will go into the room, lock herself. Go into the room, lock herself. Nobody talks to her. But one day, they were surprised, like, she just started laughing. She opened the door, she came out. They can't check her phone. Now, me, they watch. The whole family have to follow me. One of them chatted me. You don't know what you do so. Our sister that refused to talk to us came out laughing. Is not talking to us. Now, your content, they watch. Where do you base? Nigeria. Okay, send us also. Now, so $1,000 take home. It remains 6. So, that is what content will do for you. Not now that you now have different apps that will pay you. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, a lot of them pays you. So if you are not good with your content creation, you can stand out. You are a millionaire. A day you make more than $1,000 on TikTok. I'm not joking. Ma? No, Mama will pass now. No. Because in Nigeria, but I don't, Mama, she left. I would have talked to her since she's close to the government. What our government, I don't know what they're doing in Africa, frankly speaking. Europe cannot be monetized. US and other countries are monetized. Africa is not monetized. You have to bypass before you make money. It is very wrong. The most populated continent that stream online is Africa. We give Facebook businesses and money every day. We are online. We stream a lot. But yet, content creators in Africa, we are suffering. If Facebook is paying you $10,000, you are more than that. They should be paying you $80,000. That's because in Africa, we stream a lot. That's the good about social media. They pay you. Then the bad part of it. Starting content creation is not easy. You need to zero up your mind. I want zero up your mind. Please get a good content. If your content are not good, one bad part of it is that your family and your neighbor will be the first people to laugh at you. And one bad part of social media is this. Your environment matters a lot. Environmental hazard, I will call this. I remember, how many of you know Brasolo? That guy that used to run. Man told now I will build a house. Building a house was not my thing at first. The money day. I never wanted to build a house. What now made me to say, okay, when I want to build, I build two. Not one. I build one for myself. I build a location house. I'm telling you the reason I did that. We used to be in the rent. We rented. We did rent. If you want to shoot, neighbors will disturb you. This one will on-gen. I'm telling you the bad part. If you don't, why coming up? The bad part of it, your neighbors will disturb you. They will tell you, maybe you're fan or they watch you. But why shooting or making your videos, they will call caretaker or call you now. They ask, this guy did disturb. He know they let us sleep. Sometimes you will have to shoot with a fine house. The landlord may not be in this country. They will call you. I see my house for your video. Delete that video. No joke. They did that to me. They did that to Brasolo. Now, what do you make us quick builders? They even took Brasolo to court to remove 4 videos that have more than $500 on it from Facebook. It was when Brasolo going to tell me, say, see how it be. I say, no, remove it. I don't be expert for this game. Expire the video. Your money did there. The video not show again online. So he has to expire the video. After they paid him the money, we now deleted those videos. I don't know if you are getting it. But when that thing stopped, I was not like, bro, now because they will not get house. The next month, we go buy and we build. Yes, that's it. We have to build. It was what now gave me the mind that money they build this one, build your location house. But now, in my own street, now maybe you're John Were. I can shoot anywhere. I can make noise anywhere. All my neighbors, all of them, they shoot skit. If you see some old men, they use, they are my neighbors. I carry the entire my vision. If I want to use your house, I'll use your house. But why coming up? You may not get that access. You may not. And people around you will disturb you. Then the noise around will also disturb you. Time will not permit us to say a lot. I think with these few I've said, few points of mine, I've been able to convince you that the internet is a good place to stay. Thank you.
The next question. Okay, there's something that he forgot to say. When I knew him, I would say that one because I said anybody that skipped the story, I would say it. I knew him at how many of us know who a mascot? He used to do mascot for birthday parties for children. So yeah, that's he missed that one. He skipped it. So that's where he's coming from. Mascot for the story is many. And I'm talking of where I met him. When we connected several years ago, almost 20 decades, he was doing mascots for children parties. So you could see how he evolved. So if you miss anything from what he said, one thing you should understand is, first he said, you could see that he kept learning, he kept improving, he kept researching. So you cannot say that you want to occupy the digital space when you are not abreast with the facts, with the trends. Boss and DeBello also said that was part of the missing link between the terrestrial stations jumping in the boom of social media that is causing a lot of catch-ups and all that. So the next I want to ask person quickly is my brother, my friend Ndidi. At some point, I was blogging with Ndidi, but I dashed him. Yeah, when I was in Univen back there, I was blogging with him. We were doing the gospel blogs. I was doing gospel rap. He was doing gospel centric. At a point, it's not my passion. I dash him. But till now, he's still doing that. That's like how many years now that I have run away, I've cowered.
11? I think 11 years now.
Yeah. So like I told us, every single person here, it's people that I grew up with. Like I know where they are coming from. So forget the the Pluto Presido, you could see that track record. Forget the CEO gospel-centric, CEO-centric boost. Sir, can you let us know how was it for you? What gave you that courage, that staying power? Thank you, sir.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody. First of all, let me apologize. You could see me taking calls. I'm in the middle of a production, so they're still calling me from the location to say, where are you? But I'm just trying to make sure things are put together there. First of all, let me acknowledge Mama Kay. Thank you so much, man. It's good to see you. That was my mama from day one. So, and yeah, let me quickly switch to my story. And is first of all, a very big thank you to my co-panelists. Thank you for allowing me to do this with you. And my story, I don't think there will be any in the media and entertainment industry without this man seated here. If I want to be very truthful to myself. Many years ago, over 15 years ago, I was just a young boy who I wanted to get involved in this media and entertainment business, and I didn't know how to. My plan was, okay, maybe go abroad, study cinematography, then do 1 or 2 courses, but who be me? Where they want to see the money to train me there? You know, yeah, because it's good to dream, right? If you have a dream, it's very valid, but it might not happen the way you want it. But if you stay focused, you will find the way to get there. You will find a way. So I was just a young boy after my diploma in 2005 from Uniben. I'm not that old. I'm a young boy, please. After my diploma in 2005, and I still wasn't okay with the old normal conventional study school thing or education that we'll call it. I wanted to go back to what I've always wanted to do, media and entertainment. And how can I get there? And one day I was watching the TV, and like always, I used to see him on TV. It's going to be the center point of my story, so bear with me. I was watching TV, and I saw this very tall brother.
I was sitting there.
Yes, now, with your height, I will know. As he seated there, he does not have to stand before he knows he's a tall man. So I was just watching. I'm like, okay, how can I get to this point? I know he was running Lockdown Entertainment then. And I wanted to get involved, but I have no knowledge whatsoever. And I wanted to get involved. I'm like, okay. And then I was part of a program they were doing then in Benin. It was one of the biggest music concerts. A lot of you, if you remember Worship and Clouds, for the Gen Z, if you don't remember, it's fine. And I was part of the choristers then. And we used to have a video director that was coming to direct the concert. His name is Paulo Guvenci, who was my first boss, taught me about camera handling, video editing. Oh, you'll be surprised I do that too. That was how I started. And it was surprising then that this man right here gave me a job with the little knowledge I have. And you know when you don't have so much to offer, but somebody's giving you a platform. I remember, I will never forget my first day when I resumed work. Immediately, this man gave me an advert to edit. I will never forget. It was my first day at work, and he gave me a video to edit. I think it was a jingle. It was a jingle. So after editing, I gave it to him. He was very angry. What is this? Is this what you learned? I'm like, I don't enter. It's like, these things why they run normally for street, they give me thumbs up. I run out here, I say, man, nothing did the head. So I was just looking at him. He was like, this cannot cut it. So he took it and worked on it himself. I'm like, okay, it's like I go run and leave this job because I felt I was killing it. But apparently it was not good enough. At that point, it's enough for any boss to just, that guy is not it. Just do 1 month, make it a go. You know, normally you're supposed to stay 1 month probation. And he kept me there. And from there, everything I am doing right now, I learned from him. So it was from his office I registered the company known as Gospel Centric. So imagine you have a boss that gave you a job. Your job description is not connected to what you are telling him, or you want to start something in his office. So it's usually not possible. People like that, they are very rare. And one thing I learned is a major problem in this generation, right? It's difficult to get loyalty from people. It's a major problem. Instantly, people want to be boss. You just want to be boss. You want to be boss. It doesn't work like that. And a lot of us, we don't know things because we've not brought ourselves down to the place of service. There are things that you want to learn that people that actually have the knowledge do not want to teach you, right? They will not want to teach you because they don't see you as somebody that will bring value. But in the place of service, if somebody gives you an assignment, it will definitely tell you how to achieve that task willingly. But if you are not serving, it will be difficult to gain knowledge. And that is a major problem we're having in this generation. Nobody wants to serve. Everybody wants to be a boss. And you can only be a good boss when you've served and you have knowledge of what you're supposed to do. So back to how I got into, I already told you where I started from his office. He gave me that permission to go ahead, start it. And when we started, it was really not easy. It started in 2012. That was when we started Gospel Center. And then it was not an easy task because you are getting into a territory that is not so, you are not so familiar with the terrain. So you are definitely going to have stumbling blocks. So the only thing that will keep you going is your passion and your commitment for what you want to achieve. Because at that point, I remember when I said it, for the first 1 year, I didn't make a kobo. I didn't make, now, yes, yeah, you feel very sorry for me, but the thing is, when I started, my intention was not to make money. My focus was, let me provide a solution to a problem. And what was the problem then? It was difficult to get gospel songs online. It was very difficult. Then if you want to get CDs, want to get access to gospel songs, you go to NiPost. Is it NiPost now? The one, Akopava? Yeah, you go there. So I wanted to provide first a solution to a problem. And when I did, and I was consistent at it, the first person that called that wanted to pay was not waiting for me to tell her how much she will pay. She asked me, how much do you charge? Because when people see that you have something to offer, you don't go through the stress of negotiating. So some of us, we don't offer value and want to get paid, and it's a major problem. So what I'm trying to tell you, you can see that I'm dropping some lessons for you that don't be quick to pay me money, but what do you have to offer? What are you bringing to the table? So you must have that at the back. I know some of you Gen Zs will not agree with me, but it's fine. Right? Because if your focus is money, within the first phase, you get tired and you walk away. But if your focus is to provide solutions, as long as you keep providing solutions to problem, right, you will keep doing what you are doing, because that will be your pay. But it will get to a point, you get value to say, okay, look, since I'm providing this value, I deserve to be paid. And then you can start collecting money. So that has been the business. And from there, the whole dynamics has changed. When we started, all we were doing then was offer songs for free download. And during that phase, when the emergence of streaming platforms like Apple Music, Spotify, Boomplay, and the likes came up, and these people started paying for content, a lot of people then that were doing that free download, some of them felt, okay, that was the end of the business. So that's where innovation comes in. When you are into the creative business or digital business, you must understand the trend. You must know when to move to the next phase, right? So you cannot just say, okay, because you are here, you are making money, you want to stay there. My friend here spoke about how he was able to, you can see, it's dynamic. You have to try as much as possible, understand the trend, understand the algorithm, understand what is working at a particular time, don't be so comfortable. Don't stay in your comfort zone. Otherwise, they'll leave you there and you move on. So the internet business or technology is dynamic. So you have to be very dynamic in your approach. So like I was saying, when the digital platforms, streaming platforms came in, a lot of my friends then that were still doing that business, some of them folded up like, okay, if I'm not uploading a song for free download on my website, nobody will come visit, right? So that was the end of the business. But for us, we saw that, okay, if people are now focusing on streaming platforms, what can we do as a platform to remain in business? All right, what are the incentives that these streaming platforms are given that we can sell to our clients who are the artists so that they can still remain to like, okay, we want to still do business with these people. They are still relevant in the scheme of things. We entered into playlisting, try to pitch for playlisting. Now, you know, playlisting, if you understand the way music business work is, playlisting is like the online Alaba. If you understand the way, so I'm talking to those that are into the music business, so you get the point I'm making. So, okay, you get it. So playlisting is like the online Alaba. Those days, you see all these mixtapes that people sell on the street, different compilations of songs. That is gradually fading away because I can ask some of you now that are car owners, when was the last time you slotted a CD to your CD player in your car? Most times you just connect your Bluetooth, you stream from your favorite streaming platform and you just enjoy yourself and you go. So playlisting is like the new Alaba online. So we have to find a way. So how can we do business with these streaming platforms to pitch songs for playlisting for artists? Because it's not easy to get on playlists. So that also gave us a new phase, right, in the business. And for us to also stay relevant on social media, this is the era of content creation. And like you know, content is key. Without content, your platform is just there. It's useless. So without content, there will be nothing for you to leverage on. So we started also uploading content beyond, because at this point, people can stream music from their platform. So for your social media to stay relevant, you have to start thinking of, okay, what can we do? How can we keep posting content that will connect people, right? For people to come use the platform. So from what I've said, all I'm saying is if you're in the creative business and, of course, trying to join those that will make something from the whole digital space is you have to stay committed. Commitment is very important. You have to stay focused. And, of course, content is key. Don't give up. Keep creating content. And I know he mentioned something about Nigerians not being able to monetize. I think in June, they just announced that by June, Nigerians will be able to monetize their content. I just hope it's not a political statement, but I just hope that. But definitely, the CEO of Meta, when he visited Nigeria recently, he said from June, Nigerians will be able to monetize their content, which I think is a good one for content creators in Africa and, of course, in Nigeria in particular. So, yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Ndidi. Okay, I will go straight up no, we just finished music. Okay. Okay, I've known Giamani, and his story is amazing. Let me help him start the story. What if I tell you that he used to be, let him say it. So please, G, let us hear you, sir.
All right. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Ekina, thank you very much. And to all my bosses on stage and the panelists, I really appreciate you all. It's a privilege to be among you. And to Mama, I don't know if you're still looking for children to adopt, because everybody has been calling mommy, mommy, and I'm meeting mommy for the first time. But I'm actually an orphan, so I'm doing advert for myself. All right. There's a bit of my story, but we'll have to skip some, because if you want to say all of them, first and foremost, it's going to be lengthy, and at the same time, it's going to be touching. Because right here in the same Benin, we used to cultivate farm for people to get paid 215 naira. It was that bad. And coming from there to being a generator repairer in the same beginning. I think 4 years ago or 3 years ago, I went to my old caravan at forestry. It was still there, even though I left it for someone, and I had to take a picture. I needed to do some evaluation. So I think I should just go to photography, or we should keep coming. Okay, somehow from repairing generator, I started selling spare parts. That was about the time I had to okay, let me get back to school to see myself in school. So I was doing part-time then. Then fast forward, I've always been hungry for more. And I had a neighbor then in our compound. They were selling attachments and weave on, or this Dali Yankee, not for the Jay-Z's, they will not know that, Yankee flip, or those expression product. So I thought about, I want to sell weave on. So while the generator business was still there, I became an apprentice again to learn how to sell weapons. And fast forward, I think a year later, I got a shop in New Guinea. And I had one bike then. I used to go from shop to supply them attachments. And before you know it, 2012, I said I wanted to learn makeup. And it was tough, but I had to go opposite my office there, opposite my weave-on shop. It was a very small space I was managing. So I had to go there, and God bless my boss then, Sharon Imoitia. She was not just a boss, but a friend. I think I literally wrote 10 months agreements to learn makeup then. And I stayed with her for 3 years because I needed to gather knowledge. And the place was not a place I was in a hurry to leave. But when I started, the very day I opened, I called her first. She was the first person to pray in the shop. That same my weave-on shop. And a week later, I got 4 apprentices. And fast forward, I got into the line of makeup, and at the same time selling human hair, me and them Ima at Lagos Streets then. So it was that sweet. So when I was doing makeup, this is where photography came up, and this is where Giamani came into limelight. While I was doing makeup, I would always go around, do makeup for people. I would beg people to come around. I think 2016, I'll go to Uniben and put some posters there. Be a makeup pro in 2 weeks, around 2016. And some students will come around, register. BIU will come around, register. Approximately, I trained about 50-something to 60-something persons in makeup before I switch. So when we go out for a job like this, I wasn't having a very good phone then, so I always take picture. But eventually, when I see the photographers take pictures and the post out there, it's usually different from what I took with my phones. I'll start begging for pictures the way they do beg me for pictures now. Because I can say I'm holding DJFS picture for the past 3 years. So I will keep asking them for pictures. So eventually I thought about, okay, why don't I get my own camera to be snapping my makeup job myself? I'll create time to edit it. To cut the long story short, that brought about photography. And I got one Canon camera then. It was tough because I had no clue about what camera means, and I wasn't ready to leave my business to go and learn. So I was just trying to learn online. And first time I shot pictures in a wedding was my friend, my brother's wedding, Casey Device. We were attending the same church. So I took pictures. And before the professional photographer brought pictures, I touched some of the pictures and I sent to him. And he really appreciated it around 2016, 2017. And he gave me 10K, sent it to me that he didn't see this coming. He said I should just think about becoming a photographer. I carried the 10K, go back to church, I drop them there. So this is my seed for photography business. And the rest today, it's from there. 2017, before then, I was taking pictures of people randomly, and there was a time I got the opportunity of taking my pastor and his family picture, Pastor Tony Aduba, and that was when I knew I was going to take picture around the world, because I knew how his system and lifestyle is. So for me to be given the opportunity to take his family picture I knew I could work for anybody coming from there. So that passed. 2017, October 1st, I owned my studio. I opened my studio, and it was a new Benin there. A lot of challenges came, and I saw a shop before taking in GRA. So I just figured, okay, I wasn't ready for GRA business. I should remain back in New Benin. So eventually got a shop. This was me sharing one shop with someone there when I started the New Benin space, and eventually owning like 4 shops to be called my office. In that same 2017 or 2018, I met my big boss here in Didi. I was privileged to be the one that took their pre-wedding pictures. And it was just like, these people are GRA based, me and New Benin. So I never even knew there was going to be an opportunity of me getting into the space of the GRA, let alone being in the entertainment circle. So it was like that. From that year, 2017, 2018, I began to go at the credits. And this is it. When I eventually became a photographer, I'll say this publicly today, I don't have a boss when it comes to photography. I learned everything about my photography online. And I want to say this because I have mentors I look up to, I have people, I ask questions, but to say that this is my boss, the person that taught me photography, there is no one. So it was deliberate. I was intentional that I want to learn this thing. So I could leave not going to shop a day just to spend time online to learn photography. So it was now how it came about, and people started coming, and we started building the business together. As boys began to come, we started training ourselves and all of it. So somehow 2020, that's the year. And I think that was the most challenging year for me as well. As you know, coronavirus came into the picture around March, and it was a lockdown. So we went home. And I had like 2 of my boys that were staying with me then. So we started doing photography from the house. Me, I needed the money, so just convert the sitting room to studio. So if you even come and you said you need a bedroom shot, we arranged the guest room very well, snap pictures. So it was like that, and that was how my business got to GRA, without me knowing that that was God's plan for me. So while people were at home during the lockdown, I started looking for a shop inside the GRA. I said, I want to have an office. So I told my pastor, I was like, nobody know how Corona will end, and you are looking for space. Eventually, I told the agent, around May, let's go around. April, yeah, let's go around. Took me to different places. I was still doing my studio job inside the house with my boys, and I was getting customers. Almost on a daily basis, we were still shooting, even inside the house. So it eventually took me to a place. I think we're going to cut all of that. Later, it showed me a place that was abandoned. It's one where my office is right now. Some of us that knew the place before I came in will always say, "Don't be that place, be this." We came in, the roof was out, the ceiling were on the ground, water everywhere. We were like being careful to make sure we were not injured inside our property. And called a long story short, the guy said, I would have showed you this place, but I know you will not like it. And I said, I like it. And that was how Germany came into the picture. As far back 2020, I took a loan of 5.8 million naira to establish that place. As at that year, I spent about 9.6 million to renovate that place. There was no tile. I tiled the place, screeded POP everywhere, and the business started. As God we have it, we already had a name in New Benin, and we had customers waiting for us in GRA. So 1-2 persons started coming. We opened that office in July 2020, and it was miraculous. Then I knew none of these persons or these big men now, I didn't know any of them. I was just doing my thing. I've always known how to be in my space. I'm not a social media person. I think if I was an Instagram person or a social media person, by now I would have been in another level. But I know how to be on my own. I just know how to be on my own. Sometimes even when we'll do things together, they'll be like, Germany, you know the post, I'm always on my own. But God is helping us. We are not less busy either. So it means our job is doing adverts for us. So fast forward 2020, 2021. I've always known how to package my business right from day one. Right from when I was a makeup artist, all my workers, there is this jacket, there's this shirt, there's this way of our coming out right from time. I met DJ FS in one wedding in 2019, thereabout 2019 or 2020. And he looked at me and said, there's something special about you. I met MC Pogidi 2018 in the wedding also that I MC. He said, there's something special about you. I said, this thing when I see, I know they see. I am that photographer that whenever I'm coming for any event where I've been paid for, I look forward to giving back to the client. So I spray. Like, I want to show love back to the client out of the abundance you have given to me. If I don't spray, I make transfer back to you. So then I became something that caught the attention of the man that brought me into entertainment industry, and that's MC Casino. We were in a wedding, and I dropped the camera, I think at, what's the name of this event center? At Gapuna, was it called? This tent that is there. Something, yes, Rose Garden, yes. So when I was praying, Casino used the mic. See, cameraman with the spray. What's he be named? He can't ask. They now told him Germany. Say, you sure say now photo you this snap. And after it, I went to him, I greeted him. He was like, bro, I like the outfit of your boys. It was really, really beautiful, exceptional. Where's your office? I said, Jerry. He said, you're in this Jerry? I said, yes. He said, okay, that my video. I'll take it time. Me that needed a contact. I said, bros, you'll get on tomorrow. So I was in a hurry to make sure he gets his own. And next morning, he was at my space. And he said it's a lie, that he never knew there is a studio like this in Jerry. And he started giving me the platform. He told Edo Pikin, there's this guy, I don't reach his studio. The guy don't snap me one picture. Edo Pikin told him, see, we get who they used before. So when I took Casino's picture for Game of Jokes 2021, Edo Pikin saw the picture and asked Casino, who take you this picture? Say Germany. Say, that was how I called. I will give it to two of them for what they have done for me in Edo State, in entertainment industry. I think it was after I had relationship with the both of them, I started meeting other great minds in the entertainment industry. And this is where Germany became Germany 2021. Woke up July 5th, got to the office on the 6th or thereabouts, and discovered our office was robbed. Everything gone. All the cameras, all the laptops, my drone, everything gone. I almost went mad. And this is the funny thing about the robbery. The door was not broken. They robbed us and locked back the office. Yeah, it's funny, but that was the story. So I cried and cried because this is like 9-point-something million or 8-point-something million, as I could calculate then, of equipment gone. Because I hate right from time, I hate to rent materials to do jobs. So I kept on investing in my materials. So as God will have it, there was nobody to cry to because we know where we are coming from. There was nobody to ask for help. Immediately, I had a wedding the following week. And I asked myself, the client was the first to view my status when I said our office was robbed. So first and foremost, whether you like it or not, he's already scared. If there is no equipment, there is no Germany concept. Because the name is a name, but that material is the reason we can do our job and secure the name. So he writes me, Germany, after what are the years, so they rob you. I say, yes, boss. They know where it is well. So this guy tell me it is well. I have one man I will give it to in my own industry, which is the person of Mr. Larry Sado, CEO Diamond Concept. He has always been there for me. He's one of those persons that guide me when I told him I wanted to get into photography, because we did so much together in the makeup while he was doing photography. So when I told him I wanted to get into photography, he guided me and supported me. So that very day, Larry brought a camera to my office and said, Germany, no problem. Use this first. A day, people reposted, photographers sent broadcast. The next day, I had a section, the lady didn't come, which is on Tuesday. On Wednesday, the section I had, the person didn't come. It was on Thursday, the lady that was supposed to come on Wednesday, her friend now called and said, Germany, my friend said she's supposed to come to shoot here today. Oh, say, but this one where they rob your office, she don't know whether you go fit deliver again. So this is why the person on Tuesday didn't come. Immediately, I called my agent. I said, that my land, I won't sell out. Because at this point, I knew I had two options. Either to take that bold step, or I'm going back to the village. So I sold the property as quick as possible. That same week, I placed an order, and I got most of my equipment back. And I took a picture and did videos, and I posted it that Chairman is back, big and better. And that was the year for me, 2021. It was that year I know people like DJ FX had been seeing me as a brother, but I didn't know. So I had some change. So I said, I want to do a renovation of my office. I broke down so many things, and I renovated. Before I finished the renovation, I increased my price. So I didn't want to know what you were dealing with me with as of June, but now this is July. I've been robbed, I'm back, but not with the same price. I changed my price list, and I invited all of them Casino. So when they came back, Casino asked a question, you sure said that? Because we heard the story, and this is the same man. In the same month, that same July, I finished the renovation. So that was the year Giamani became a brand name in Benin. It was that same year, by God's grace, we acquired the office vehicle. That same year, we acquired the office vehicle October. That same year, December, I got another vehicle for myself without selling the previous one. So I pin it to the robbery that was my breakthrough. I don't know how anybody wants to see it, because when that incident happened, that weekend was also, this one, I know it will not interest everybody, but this is me. I know how to give. It's my thing. So I had 238,000 in my account the night I was robbed. And that weekend is our media Thanksgiving. I already proposed what I wanted to do. I went straight up to New Lagos Road. I bought the 2 seats, 230,000 for my pastor and the wife. So I took it to church. They were not even aware. I dropped it in church and I left. That was before I even made up my mind selling up my property. And things played out. Till date, I don't think I've ever had a better yesterday. Property has been replaced. And the entertainment industry, I want to talk about what to expect. You know, people like this I'm sitting with was a dream to me, sincerely speaking. And by God's grace, photography has done so much for me. I think meeting several personalities. Day before yesterday, I was in my office when I was told that someone was at the reception, he wants to take picture. Who is that? And my manager said, Papa Abraham Chimbundu. I said, In my space, I rushed out. This is not just a job. This is my heart. Whenever I have the opportunity of dealing with some certain persons, I look beyond the payment. I get into the spiritual aspect, and it has been working for me. So it was not just me taking picture that day. It was me fulfilling destiny. That a day will come when I will take pictures of great men of God in this country. When I covered Engineer Greg Ogbefun's events 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and this year, the Crown Prince was there and he said, "You are Germany." I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "I've been hearing this name." He said, "We'll do some business together very soon." Photography has taken me far and wide, and like I said, I give it all up to MC Edo Pikin and MC Casino and all these men in the entertainment industry who for once have not looked down on me as a cameraman. Whenever we are going as a family. Whatever they are doing for me, they are doing it for me as a family. Photography was the reason I traveled to the UK for the first time through the platform of MC Edo Pikin. And as God will have it, we did like 5 cities. It is added to my profile. And when I was there, somebody said something. One of my friends said something. He said, "Photographer, don't first as a man go UK." So it's nothing to feel like there is this job, hearing what you can make from online and content creation. I think everybody wants to go, even some as a men, though they do content. Sure. I know what I'm saying. A lot of them are diving into the space. But get it right what you want. I've been with these people for years. Photography is my thing, and photography is still my thing. And photography is already giving birth to other businesses for me. So I don't feel less because I am a photographer, because this same photographer has been paid well. So I don't look myself less than the MC, than the DJ, than the decorator in that event. I think I have a space to be called a vendor in this place. That's why I'm here. So I'm always very excited whenever I'm doing my job. I've raised my gig. Some persons will say, "Germany, you are the reason photographers they call price for this Bini." Yes, I've heard it a lot. That now you come open, now you can't give them mind open. No, but I just feel we are doing a lot. So pay us well. Because imagine I'm editing 3 pictures and I was paid 200,000. And you paid me 20,000 to do 5 pictures for you. No, now, I will just portraiture your picture, send it back to you immediately, and start detailing the person who paid me well. I'm not saying that is the case all time, but we all know when we are paid well, we do our best, whether you like it or not. So photography has given me platform. Photography has given me a name. The name the generator pass did not give to me. The name the makeup did not give to me. But these are all what gave birth. So I can say tomorrow now that I'm traveling to UK for a wedding. And it's going to happen this year. My ticket has been negotiated for me to come cover a wedding in the UK. So this is photography. This is not me running down to UK based on the jackpot stuff. No. This is me doing my job and coming back. So anyhow you want to see it, every space you find yourself, just ask yourself a question. What can you do with this space? Yeah. That is just it. Because the jackpot thing is becoming the mindset of every youth right now. We understand that the country is not well enough, but we can still do things here that will attract even the international countries to want to invite us. So at that point, you have a value, you have a regard. So if we want to dig so much into industry and entertainment, my story and experience with every one of them, MC Dasent, Madiba, Elder, all of them, and whether I like it or not, I have met people, shake hands with people, be in the same room with people by reason of photography. When Two-Face saw me for the second time, he said, "I remember your face." I said, "Yes, Casino show." He said, "Hey, no wala. I don't like your style. I think that was at was this place around Ihama Road, Tares, when Tares brought him about a year ago or 2 years ago. So I don't have anything to regret being called a cameraman. But if you are calling me cameraman as at 2016, 2017, I'm no longer a cameraman, but I'm still holding a camera, and I do photography. Thank you very much.
Wow. Wow. Time is fast spent. Wanted to have a more interactive section. And from the beginning, we said that we are starting a creative community. And I would like you, so for those that registered, in case you didn't register, please, before you leave, try and register. But those that register, we're going to share the link for you to be part of that community. And you heard some of the resources that Madam Precious promised or planned to share. So that we'll be passing that, we'll be creating that community. And from that community is where we are giving the scholarship that we planned to give. Already we have given 25 at the beginning for those, the first 25 persons that came for the conference already automatically got access to that scholarship. So, and thank you so much. And for the ongoing conversations, because one thing I know, like I said in the beginning, is everybody sitting here is already automatically, without the approval, part of the faculty, because I know they have the heart to help young people, to see young people succeed. So, and we're going to be doing so much in that community, and the community will be opened on the 1st of April. So try and get connected. On 1st of April, we're starting up the creative community so that we can begin to encourage ourselves. So, and the other engagement, like I said, we take it to that community. So, InspireX. Yeah, DJ FX, it's someone that I admire so much. You know, like every other story, you could find one common thing. Like I told you earlier, for those that were here when I did introduction, I'm not bringing people that is coming to share from the book for the panel section. It's people that are coming to share from their lives. So you could hear the stories. And I said it also that these people didn't have to leave Benin. There was a common thing in every of their story. There was passion, there was consistency, and they would keep evolving. Now you keep hearing them say, we saw something new we wanted to try. So there was that consistent growth. So as a creative or wherever you find yourself, you must always make sure that you are growing. You will always make sure you're growing. And like he said, finding yourself. He said something that he is not ashamed to be called a cameraman. And that brings me to introduce my brother, my friend DJ FX, who also is not ashamed to be called DJ FX, based on the fact that for 21 years, he has been doing this job. So please help me celebrate.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Felix Obari Agboye, popularly known as DJ FX. I want to say big ups to the mommies in the house. The fact that they've been talking about how you should adopt them, I think I want to be in that line of adoptions. Mommy, please adopt me. And I want to also say it's such an honor because, I'm just a DJ, right? You know, coming before everybody and being invited to come and speak on such, very, very important topic. And even having the opportunity to sit down with these great men right here. Not just great men, I have my own boss, seated right by my side. And I'm even scared right now. Probably on Monday, I'll probably get a query like, they call you, maybe you can't talk. For where me won't talk, you say, give my console. But he's such a loving man. Such won't happen. My boss, with all due respect, sir, the person of Mr. Hande Bello. I don't even know where to start from. 21 years is such a long time, It started, I think, in the University of Benin campus. I think the base of this whole thing is for people to come here and talk about how they started, why they've remained in Benin without thinking of leaving Benin. I wasn't born and raised in Benin. I was born and raised in Lagos. I only came to Benin for my education. You get, I got admission. I didn't want to even come to Benin then. My mom kept saying, oh, my go, because I've always wanted Unilag. So at some point, I had, my name popped up in the first batch list. I didn't come for clearance up until when they started having late clearance. And I had to pay for the extra fees that courses that other tracks. So I came, did my clearance, did all that. It was crazy being on a bus all the way from Lagos. I think like 4 or 5 hours. I've never left Lagos before that long. So when I came to Benin, did my clearance, school started, blah, blah, blah. The truth is that I've always loved music. You know, when I came to school, the whole freshers party, blah, 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 departmental welcome parties, blah, 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 were happening on campus. Not just in my department, other departments were having theirs. So I was always, from one party to the other on campus instead of reading. So, and, being that I love music so much, I've never had someone, change this music, these songs from one to the other. So every time I'm at these parties, I always go stand beside these DJs and see how they go about this thing. It's something I love a lot, but I've never had the opportunity to do all that. So it got to a point I realized that, this is such a business opportunity, right? 1,001 parties for freshers, blah, blah, blah. I won't even lie to you. It was a money and passion for me, actually. I loved music, and I wanted to also make money. I didn't want to be going back to Lagos often and on. Not like now that you can send someone money from where you're seated. Then someone has to be on his or away from Lagos for you to get whatever you're being sent. I didn't want to wait for all that anymore. I wanted to make money of my own on campus. And I'm talking about 99. My math number is actually 99, 2000. So you do the math. I didn't want all that for myself, like someone coming to give me money on campus and all that. I wanted to make money of my own. So I made, for whatever reason, know this today. Whatever you want to do, make sure you make feasibility studies of whatever you intend to do. What I did then was go around asking every of all these departments what it takes to hire a DJ, how much they pay, the duration the DJ have to play for, blah, blah, blah. And, I got those informations, and I told myself, okay. I went back home to my hostel, thought about it, okay, if they're paying every DJ 10,000 to come on campus and DJ, what if I make a deal with this director of socials of all these departments and tell them, look, it's 10K you get budgeted for DJs, right? What if you take 10,000? What if you get given the 10,000 from the department and you take 5,000 for yourself and give the DJ 5,000 and still comes and, give you the very best of treats? When they hear such discounts and all that, they just find interest in you without even knowing what you're capable of doing. And I won't even lie to you, I wasn't good at this whole DJing thing. You get. So the next holiday, I traveled back to Lagos. I was able to talk my mom into, my plans and all that. She gave me some money. I bought some stuff, not like standard DJ equipment, don't get me wrong. I came back on campus and it started. The first gig, I didn't do well. I go back home, practice on my stuff in my hostel room, became better on it, and it started. I started, it got to a point where they don't even bring DJs out of campus anymore. I became very popular on campus, and there's this thing about students, they appreciate their own a lot. You can be a shoemaker on campus, trust me. You get the best, you get the highest patronage, other than that other big name out there in town. So they love the fact that, a student like them can be DJing on campus. So they rather pay me whatever and have me do my thing for them than going out there, within the whole Benin thing and bring someone on campus to DJ for them. And that was it. And I rounded up. It was really crazy, though, because I was mixing my academics with my DJing thing and all that. But at the end of the day, I had a 2-1, and I left Chinebe. I got sent to Taraba State for my NYC. When I was 7, right there in camp, I was always getting calls like, "Oh, where you there? Come now, we need you, we need you." That thing was one thing that told me like, "Oh, Benin." I think Benin is that place for me, man. I didn't want to finish up with my NYC and start thinking of going back to Lagos and be with my family and start thinking about life. The fact that I could have earned something from DJing on campus, it now brought back memories of when, in your finals, you're being taught entrepreneurial development, create a job for yourself. You don't have to leave school and start thinking of, oh, okay, fine, I won't carry my bali now, go to look for one work. No. I realized that, okay, probably that's what Mr. Agbonifo was teaching then. Create a job for yourself. I left camp. When I left camp, I traveled back to Lagos for like the 2 weeks thing, came back to Benin again, and decided to call my LI, zona inspector, whatever, had this bargain of, oh, I can't be coming to Taraba, because I don't know if any of you here have been to Taraba. It takes like almost, should I say, almost 48 hours. Like, you get to one place they call Wokari, you sleep there, they continue again and take you to where my local government was, Sonkane local government. It was hell for me. I reached out to him. I told him, man, I can't be coming to Taraba. What did you take my Alawi? I think Alawi then was like 6,000 or there, but take everything, sir. I'm not coming again. And they were like, the normal thing is for you to split it in half. You take some. I said, look, I don't want it. Just take everything. I came to Benin, and from Lagos, though, I came back to Benin, and that was it. I started DJing on campus. And the funny thing was that a lot of students who graduated after me, before me, and all that, started reaching back to this same Uniben, asking for that DJFX. And in most cases, their events are usually in Benin, GRA, blah, 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 you know. And that's that, basically. And I think from one of those occasions is when I met my boss here, Mr. Andy Bello. You know, I didn't know he has always noticed me. Then one of those times he called me like, oh, FX, I want to come and DJ on SSMA, you know. I was South Music Award. It's what it's called. I was shocked because SSMA is such a huge brand in Benin. Like, you know, your pedigree has to be, you know, top notch for you to be part of it. And that was it. I met with him. Until that, he wasn't even the business manager of Silverbird then. You know, I was happy I met with him. He gave me the platform, and that was it. And what I'm trying to say is this, because the story is actually very long. I'm trying my best to make you all leave here too on time. It's not like an easy road. You know, don't let anybody deceive you like, oh, you just start from somewhere, you can't reach one place. It's crazy. I've had people look down on you because of what you do. Like, oh, I mean, come on, it's just a DJ, right? Don't get discouraged by that. Just keep pushing, keep doing your thing, and believe me, the sky is your limit. Presently, I'm the head DJ Silverbird Benin, and I'm the CEO of FX Entertainment, you know, registered with the Corporate Affairs Commission. I've done like 1,001 gigs. It's uncountable. I did, when the past governor got married to the white lady, Laura Oshomole, or I don't know, at Yamu. I think that was like my biggest, you know, I don't know. Yamu is where the governor has his house, at Auchi, like if you're going. I got paid almost like 4 million naira. Even though the entire money didn't come to me, though. But it was on record that a certain amount was released for the DJ. It's such like, I mean, come on. If a DJ can be paid 4 million, I'm not saying like I got everything though, but I mean, come on. 4M was released for a DJ. It's so encouraging, guys. You know, and that's for just like maybe 8-9 hours. Should I be talking about a lot more? When the former vice president came to Benin for the fact-finding mission, I think it has to do with, you know, issues that have to do with oil thefts, communal clashes among people over this whole oil thing, and the fact that they discovered that Edo State had oil at one time. When they came, I was shocked they reached out to me to come and provide sound and be the DJ of the day, which gave me the opportunity to have met the past Vice President Osibanjo for the first time. Should I be talking about how I met our past president, too, the person of Muhammadu Buhari? Same at, what's it called now, Oshomole's president at Yam. I think he just got elected then, May 15th, 2015. I don't know. I stand to be corrected, though. But that was the first time I saw President Muhammad Buhari for the first time, looking so white like an angel. You know, so that's how much DJing has actually taken me. And I'm very grateful to God. And I would advise anyone here that no matter what it is you have to do, forget what anybody could target. I've had cases where a friend tells her mom, like, oh, mommy, I love him so much. He's a DJ. And the mom started crying, like, you go to date DJ. But trust me, I'm here today. I never gave up. No matter how much anyone comes to tell you, like, oh, okay, fine, what you're doing is substandard or is not societal expectation of anyone, don't give up. Don't give up. I can tell you that I have over 6,000 DJs under my belt in Edo State because I'm a DJ coordinator in Edo State. And I can also tell you that I've taught over 60 DJs that have done so well for themselves, that reaches out to me every now and then, praying for me and telling me how much I gave them the opportunity to have learned the craft. You know, I am still hustling. I don't wake up every morning and tell myself, like, oh, I'm there already. I am not stopping still. I'm over 40 years old, and I look this smart, but trust me, the drive continues. I wake up every morning and tell myself, like, Felix, today is a new beginning. And it's not like I haven't been there yet, but I'm not stopping. Thank you, everyone, and God bless.
Wow. Wow. Okay. We have our daddy, my daddy. So, of course, you heard. It's not like I was the one that said it. You keep hearing it. Okay. So he will just wrap up with the final thoughts. Okay. What we planned or what we did was to introduce to you what we plan to do. Okay. So we're going to be having closed section on the community with every single one of them at different times so that they will have time to pour out. You have time to ask your question. So, sir, your final thoughts about how we're going to drive this digital economy. We need to drive it.
Yeah. Okay. First, permit me to breach protocol by recognizing a presence that walked in when one of the panelists was speaking. We have, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Andrew Loveday. He's seated right there. For those of you who don't know, if you know the NBA star, Stephen Curry, Curry's story was told in the Apple Plus documentary that came out in January of 2023. It's titled Steph Curry Underrated. That NBA star's story is never complete without the mention of Mr. Andrew Loveday from Benin City to the United States, conquering the world of basketball. So it's a huge pleasure seeing him join us today. So back to the subject matter. I want to make a point, a very, very salient point. Yes, the stories you've heard are inspiring, very, very inspiring. But I want the lesson you youngsters should take from it. I want the lesson to be that it's one thing to have passion. It is one thing to be creative. But in order to succeed, there are other elements that must come in. Whatever your endeavor, be it photography, be it comedy and content creation or DJing, you must carve a niche for yourself. You must identify a need, a gap. You must identify a gap in whatever endeavor you choose to, undertake. There must be something that everyone else is not doing. Find that spot and go for it. Now, as kids, you know that when you climb a tree, it takes a lot more effort. When you climb up to a tree, it takes a lot more effort to stay up there than to just climb up. Rising is not as difficult as staying up there. That's where reinvention comes in. When Funny P shared his story, when Efe shared his story, he mentioned how he had to keep creating and recreating personas. Today, he's Pluto Presido. I'm sure by the middle of the year, he's going to be somebody else. And by the end of the year, it's going to be a different persona entirely. So whatever you intend to do, it is the common factor amongst everyone here. I didn't get to tell you my story, and I'm not going to bother to do it now because it's similar. It's similar. So what I want you all to just remember in your quiet moment is creativity is infinite. You can continue to create. He's not the first photographer. He's not even the first. There were many photographers before Giamani. There were many comedians before FA and many DJs before FX and Ndidi. Whatever Ndidi is doing today. There were many. But it is your ability to just identify where you come in, because the market is big and it keeps growing. The market keeps growing. So let us just have that lesson at heart as we proceed. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, DJ Fex and my boss, Efe, and Giamani for the section. Everybody can go, but if it's not going until he give us the 7 doors, we'll just give us one of the doors from the 7 doors. I appreciate everyone. Please help me celebrate my amazing panelists. Like I said earlier, this is an introduction for what we are going to be experiencing in the community of creative that we are launching April 1st. So please, we still have the delectable, the amazing, the genius innovator. I call her the genius innovator. Isimeme White. We have my mother, my original mother. These ones are adopted sons. My original, they are all adopted sons. Pastor K. Benson Ahiwe in the building. We still have my boss, Andrew Lovedale, in the building. So please, we won't take much of your time. We'll just speed it up at the speed of light. So please celebrate the panelists once again. Okay. I bet when I snap picture, I won't buy land.
All right, distinguished guests, please, can you celebrate all of them? I want you to celebrate them. This is huge. Thank you so much, my boss and leader, a great man indeed, Mr. Andy Balo, DJ FX, Home of Laughter, Mr. F.A. in Didier Kwemeze. Thank you so much, sir, for all that you've been doing. Gia Money. Thank you so very much for all that you've poured out to, you've given us a lot of story that we've gained from and inspired a lot of young ones here and every one of us. And ladies and gentlemen, again, help celebrate Pastor K. Benson Akigbe II. Please celebrate her one more time. Thank you so much. But as quick as possible, we will be bringing Please, distinguished guests, every one of us here, what you do for us, we want this summit this very afternoon to, we're talking about the digital space, let it trend. Is that clear? I know you do some pictures here, videos. When we close, you want to snap with a boss, Andrew Loveday. You want to snap with Ikena, Mommy K, Akigbe the second. You want to snap with Andy Bello, Indidi. You want to snap with yourselves, with me, with my brother here, or the entirety of this event. What you do for us, when you're posting the pictures, just use hashtag #OyaConnect. Is that clear? That's what you can write it down. Hashtag #OyaConnect or hashtag InspireX Creative Summit. One word. OyaConnect. If you ask him now, please, on your hotspot, is that clear? What you do? So I'll say OyaConnect. That's the word. OYA Connect. One word. Then the other one, hashtag InspireX Creative Summit. Is that clear? That's what to do. So look at it here. Just try it out. Is that clear? Or you can tweet with the hashtags over here, OyaConnect. So that will just be the most beautiful one that will do to make the whole thing go viral this very afternoon. And when we started, we said 25 persons are to be given scholarships. So we've given 10, and then the rest, 15 right now. I'm to call your name. You are going to meet Mr. Ikena much more later, how they will connect you through, to access, their digital space so you could learn more. They've given you scholarship, and I want you to be glad about that. Agawa Gideon, Agawa Pamela, Precious, Esther, Osarodion, Azel Blessing, Egbon, Jovita, Itwa Judith, Edegbe, you understand, Success, Tochuku, Theophilus. We have Charles, Omorogiwa, then Destiny. You understand? So these persons, please, much more later, you just meet Mr. Ikena, and we'll go through the scholarship thing. Thank you so much as you will participate. Ladies and gentlemen, without no further ado, we want to bring up Mommy. Thank you so much for coming. God bless you always. You don't try. You don't try. I know you're not tired. You keep dishing out, making us, learn every day. Thank you so much. When you sit under her administration, you not just, you get some things right, and some things you're trying to make, severe mistakes. You just retrace yourself back. Thank you so much, Mommy K. Akibe. Please celebrate her one more time, please. All right, to take us further in another session, ladies and gentlemen, it's our turn. A great woman, a great personality, ladies and gentlemen. This woman, she has just been sitting there patiently listening to all of us. How creatives or creative position to access grants. She's going to talk on that. Ladies and gentlemen, with this singular honor, we want to bring to this podium Mrs. A.C. Meme White. Please help celebrate her, please. If you can clap, come on, celebrate her. A great personality. Thank you so much. God bless you. Uncle Andrew Loveday, thank you so much for all that you do. We hear about you always. Thank you so much, ma'am, for coming.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Mama K. Good afternoon. Should I call you a reverend? Should I call you a doctor? Okay, Mr. Andrew. And good afternoon, every single soul in this room. Honestly, I'm very, very surprised. I thought I was going to be a panelist, and that's what I got prepared for. But I'm suspecting this guy. What's this guy's name? Leon. Leon has hand in this. Because why would you put me on the spot? Come and talk about grants. Anyway, how many business owners do we have in the room? the number will determine whether I'm going to go ahead or not. Do we have business people in the room? Fine. But this is not just for business owners. This is for someone who is hungry to be successful. Do we have people who are hungry to be successful in this room? Great. So my conversation, I'm just giving microphone. I'm just giving this topic now. I didn't prepare for this topic, but I'm going to be sharing with you what has worked for me and what has made a big difference when it comes to grants. I started enjoying grant from my 100 level. I started representing Nigeria from 100 level. And what did I do differently? First is to build capacity, to build me. What did I say? To build capacity, to build me. You know, many of us, you want grant. The question is, what do you need it for? Why are you looking for money? I say it every day. Money is everywhere. And that is the fact. We listened to the fantastic panelists earlier, where how they shared their stories from where they were coming from changing skills to where they are currently, right? Now, looking for grants, looking for opportunities. The first thing I did was to discover me, to discover myself. The first thing I did is what? To discover me. And how did I discover me? I went through a lot of training. As at JSS 3, I've joined Interact Club, which is now known, popularly known as Rotary. And then those in university, they call them Rotaractors. Then those in secondary school, they call them Interactors. And I joined. What did they do differently? They built my leadership skills. I became hungry. Then when I left university, when I left secondary school, I continued. But again, I was very hungry to be successful. I joined a lot of training. I applied for a lot of programs. What kind of program did I apply for? I applied for Girls Power Initiative. How many of us know Girls Power Initiative, GPI? That's a very powerful organization that have always been very intentional, building capacity of young girls, open my eyes, like they open my eye, open my mind to the opportunities before me. And GPI made it compulsory for us to read. Thanks for my parents who also made it compulsory for us to read newspapers. My daddy loved newspapers. So when he gets one, just be sure that you will read one. And when you finish reading, he will tell you to come and summarize. That's how I developed love for newspaper. And guess what? At that 100 level, I didn't have the resources to buy. So I used to go to Ekosodi Gate. I finished for University of Benin. Because all the very great men that were on stage today, from the only university in Nigeria, right? Whether you agree or not, but it's a very good university. So now, I will go there. Emeka, God bless that Emeka wherever he is now. I will be there, or I will scan through all his newspaper, and the opportunities I was seeing them, I will note them down. Internet was not available as it way it is now. So I remember then, I have a very good friend. His name is Odiri. Odiri was very good in typing, and Odiri, I would just pour out, Odiri would help me to type. And I remember telling Odiri, why not apply for some of these things? Odiri would tell me, I beg, I'm not going to take course, yo. They don't take who they want take. They don't select who want select. And the answer I used to give them then, what do I have to lose by applying? You see where I'm going to now? Nothing to lose. That was how I will play with these newspapers and I will apply. And guess what? I started receiving congratulatory messages. Oh, congratulations, you have been selected. That's how I got selected for Leap Africa. That's how I got selected for Kudra's Initiative for Democracy. That's how I got selected for the British Council. You know, almost all my international trips, that's how I got selected for all of them. I don't even pay for tickets. They will pay for visa, pay for everything, accommodation, and everything. Why am I stressing on this? I focus on building me first. And when we talk about grant is not only for businesses. Grant is also for self-development. Grant is also an opportunity for you to network. Grant opportunity are just there looking at you. So I took advantage of that, and I started getting selected for programs. And most of these programs, they will tell you, okay, the tuition is $5,000, and I will go online. I started doing my research. funding for youth activities, funding for traveling for youth activities. And I will see countless number of them. And I will apply, submit my application. And most of these applications come with essays. And because I'm used to writing, I have folders of different essays about me. So I narrow my essay to the keywords of what the activity is all about. And guess what? Because I have evidences of the ones I have gone for, evidences of similar assignment done, I also attach the link to my applications. And that's how I started getting selected. That's how I started having access to grants. In fact, we just even got one a few weeks ago here. So the truth is, there are genuine donors with genuine intention. When I use the word genuine donor, there are donors who just want to give money for their own reason. When I mean reason, there's always an objective for every action. But these actions I'm talking about now, I'm talking about the one that align with your values. So there are some who will be very honest with you and tell you, this is what the grant is for, and this is why they are doing it. So one thing that has kept me is what I have said. That's number one, building me. So when I became strong, I started my foundation. In fact, 2004 was when I started Youngest Foundation. When the vision became bigger, I started Junior Sub in 2015. And that is why Youngest Foundation now has become a department with Junior Sub. Now, what have I done, or what have we done differently that has given us consistent attraction? And what have we done differently that has given us the opportunity to always get grants? Number one, bookkeeping. What did I say? No, you have to say it very well. Number one is what? If you don't have record, no one wants to deal with you. No one wants to partner with you. No one wants to do business with you. So grants comes in different ways. Grant can come in form of technical knowledge, which is another area I'm really going to stress on. Many of us, we know we don't have capacity. We are just starting. Instead of you to ask for technical support, you are asking for money, which is a big problem in our country. A big problem among youths. You want money. Money to do what? Every year, billions of dollars are being returned back to donors. Why? Because we don't have youth. We don't have young people who can demonstrate that they can use the money well. Demonstration here now is evidence-based. Demonstration means you have to have audited accounts. Are transparent. What is your corporate governance like? How do you spend money in your organization? Do you have record keeping? People say, oh, why are they always giving junior sub? The truth is, you see, we have also lost money. In this town, I remember vividly, I remember very well 2015, after we have applied for grants, we got it, 10 million naira, and they came physically for due diligence. Or more. Can we see your audited account? I look. Can we see your policy? I say, what are they saying? See, humility is part of this work. Oh. That is why your life skills is very, very important. Your self-esteem is key to take criticism. As that man finished us like this, I bent my head. But bending my head was not the solution. What is the solution? Was to ask for technical support. And me now, we don't have sense that time. We listen to a lot of speakers eloquently. Speakers that do not even have a system, that do not even have an office. I gave them money. Come on, put system and structure for us at Junior Sub. They came there and turned the head of my team. Oh, you know these skills? You can have these skills and start your own business. You know these skills? These people do not have a system. Come and help me put system in place. Like what employee policy, financial policy, procurement policy. Come and teach me. And teach us to do the right thing. What should be the organogram like? What should we do? What should we follow? Many of us want to do business. We like the name CEO. And I'm sure when they introduced me, just you didn't hear CEO. I don't bear the name. You know why? Because I don't need the name. But there will be a time that the name will call me CEO. The world will call me CEO. But now I don't need the name. So I need us to just have an open mind. You want to be CEO. The question I always ask young people, you want to make money or you want to make name? If you want to make money, you need to work as a team. Identify likes mind and work with them. I don't want to get distracted to the grand matter. Let me go back again. That was how I did what we call evaluation. I realized that I even have more knowledge than these people. I hired another consultant who spent almost 8 days with us, taking us through all the policies, development, this need to be put in place. Now, so we take develop policies. Now, no, the consultant did not teach us how to implement it. Okay, you give me document all big. Okay, I want to use them. Wasted money again. It was a very tough moment. We're losing money. We're good with our craft. We could write proposal very well. But when it comes to due diligence, we're scoring 0/100. Do you know what we now did next? I cried. I said, I'm tired of shouting. I want result. Until someone has told me, you see, Meme, you're doing a good job. Why not get a consultant that will stay? Hire the consultant. Hire the consultant. Oh. Don't compromise on finance. Don't compromise on HR. As we speak now, we have one of the best. In fact, over 20 years experience. Mrs. Uche, she's doing a very good job. And we're very intentional looking for someone with government experience. You see, government, they are the most organized institution. I'm telling you. You see those bureaucracy? Bureaucracy is actually the corporate governance. It's just that sometimes government make it too tedious. We started learning. And that's how the system and structure of our corporate governance became very solid. So back to the question of accessing grants. Number one, I talk about bookkeeping, which is financial literacy. You can't be talking about building a brand without building your own, without building you. You are the first brand. You are the first identity. Are you accountable? Because if you're not accountable, it will be very, very difficult to be accountable in an organization. It will be very, very tough. Please help me with this one. Sorry about that. So it will be very, very difficult. So the first thing you must learn very well, you must equip yourself and your team and whoever is financial literacy. Don't say, I'm not an accountant, I don't need money. You don't need to be an accountant to understand what comes in, what goes out. That's one. Just for accountability. So many of us now, we have money. If I tell you to give me a rough down estimate now, you'll be cracking your head. You may think, it's my money and I can spend it. I can do whatever I want to do. It's not a good thing. Then the second thing that you must put in place, I've said so many things. So, you see, your policies, your corporate governance have to be top-notch. How do you employ people? Do you advertise? Was there a needs assessment done internally to identify that there's a need for somebody to be hired? What does your employee policy says? Do you just sack people without queries? So what's your recruitment process like? What is your onboarding process like? This is very fundamental. Like in junior sub now, when you come into junior sub, the first policy you see is sexual harassment. We don't play with it though. There's a very popular brand, I don't want to call their name, they have warned me to stop calling their name. Guess what they did? They went to France and they hired a prostitute. And their brand suffered. It was a staff of that brand that hired a prostitute. When I mean hire now, engage the services of a prostitute because money was what? Involved. That's what I mean. And the news went viral. And donors started saying, you know what, we don't want to have any business to do with this brand. Then the brand said, no, we are not the one. It was our colleagues. Because they didn't have a policy in place that said whatever negativity that happened to their team or to their colleague, They are fully responsible, not the organization. And that is why our juniors have to come into that space. The first thing you see sexual harassment, no to human trafficking. We are against it. Even to EFCC, to money laundering, everything we are against it. In fact, you don't even need to be a team before you have access to that. So your employee policy needs to be clean. Your financial policy, hey. What's approval process like? Do they retire money in your organization? Do they retire every money reimbursement? Do they retire them? Do you have audited report, financial report yearly? Do you even announce to your board of trustees how much you generated for that year? Do you have a board of trustees in place? Do you meet with them regularly? Now, donors have gone beyond you submitting audited report now. Do you know what is trending right now? Your statement of account, your narration. That is it now. So you cannot even some of us, our narration is showing Mama Ebo pepper rice. I don't have a problem with Mama Ebo pepper rice. And if the narration is properly say, okay, for refreshment, for a training, it's stated clearly, right? How do you engage people when it comes to service? Contractors, you just call somebody, I can't supply this thing for my office. No. A junior procurement policy must be followed. They not like coming, they not like come. Oh, they'll say, juniors are not going to quick pay you. We're not going to quick pay you because you not meet with the procurement process and financial process. There's a difference between invoice and receipt. Which one you give them for accounts? And they complain, say your money they delay. You go delay because you never listen to them. So all of these things are very important. Then the other part is that a donor has given you money. You claim you want to do a leadership training for 300%. But when the donor is looking at the picture, means of verification, that's in 5%. You said the training took place at Ogba Zoo. And when we are looking at the history of the picture, we are seeing Lagos. There's lack of integrity of service already. And most of our things don't look. Let me quickly share one example. I remember when we were implementing UK Cabinet project, the Queen of England project. That was before she died. We were doing our things. Not knowing that they have engaged Okojo Wireless NGO as the M&E organization for that project. We didn't know. For 2 years. Until the last day of the project where we got an invite that we've done very well, that we should come to Abuja, the IBC commissioner wants to honor us and all that. That was when we have our own MIE officer, she's in the house, Efemena Idemudia. We have our own report and everything. Surprisingly, they have a better report than our own. They were able to tell the story better than our own. That was another lesson learned. But guess what? We never knew that there was a third party that was monitoring us. And we did our project so well that the second tranche of the project, they did not advertise it and we were giving that project to handle. See, integrity of service. That same project, we had some money that was left for some beneficial return migrants who didn't come for those programs and we needed to give them transport refund. But they didn't come. In our budget, we already said this XYZ will be given to return migrants for transportation. Well, we didn't have the exact number. I remember some of my colleagues were saying, Mark, can we not just look for name and phone number? How many name and phone number you want to look for? We refunded the money back. And that little thing brought in more projects. You know what I'm telling you, Grant, when you say it is for B, it has to be for B. Some of you, when you collect grant, you go and build house. And you think nobody will know. You can Google my name confidently. See, type my name before I got married. It's Simeme Jodame. Go and see the story. Now that I'm married, it's Simeme White. Google it. You see, people are not reading about you. They are reading. What do you post on your social media and you are looking for grants? Some of my colleagues will beg them to do social media. They don't know that we're helping them. Can you be searchable? Can they find anything positive about you? Oh, election is about to start. You are supporting PDP. You are supporting Labour. You are supporting Bogbe. See, you will not find me there. Oh. You will not find me there. And that is my advice to you. Whoever I'm supporting, it is my private life. Don't put your brand. Don't do politics with your brand. It won't take you anywhere. So your policies must be solid. Don't worry, I'm almost done. You can't teach grants. Oh, Mogbo, take it. I dash you $20. See, grants is sweet. You win some, you lose some. But when you lose some, what do? You calm down and identify the problem. Is there anything that I did not do well? Don't lie. Be honest from the beginning to the end. Remember, you have been submitting applications. And there's a database for some of these things. And the ecosystem is so small that everybody practically knows themselves. Somebody may just have like 100 million to spend. Like, I need to spend this money. It's affecting my deliverables. Do you know any brand that can quickly give this money? They have this conversation. No? They will not advertise. They will just call you. Junior son, you want to do X, Y, Z. 2 weeks. Can you do it? And we say, we'll get back to you. Before I used to join, I say, yes, we can do it. Not anymore. Because there are some jobs you cannot do within 2 weeks. So you also need to take time and do your evaluation. Reporting. You must learn to report every process. Your M&E, there must be review. If that's why you have M&E framework. The objective of that grant, the metrics to measure results, you must state them clearly. In grant application, you must have M&E plan. You must have sustainability plan. You must have gender mainstreaming. These are very fundamental. Then the last is similar assignment done. That is where you need to set yourself. When I say it's 5 pages, all those things, put them in a link form. And draw their attention to the link. Pictures, videos. Now, people are doing just pictures. Now we are not doing videos. Video documentary of the activity. From the beginning to the end. They don't know we continue to look for you. Our money will continue to look for you. Money will continue to look for you. So you now say, you know what? I'm bigger than $5,000. I'm not doing $1 million. And I can begin to look for mentees who can do $5,000. So that is how it works. But keep all your record from picture to video and to your report. Thank you. Clap, 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 clap. Don't give me Babele clap. Thank you.
And Sibembe, thank you so very much. She's a funny woman, like, okay, fun to be with. Abi, you enter comedy. Please, a round of applause for this amazing woman. Wow. I think I heard that. It's very important. Whatever you do, always, put it somewhere people can track you. With it, like, we'll go back to say, this is you, this is you. If you want to go America, now what you they do, they'll give you visa. You they hear me so? You won't go UK. If you say you're a tailor, they will say, prove it. Yeah? Those of you that do tailoring, as you they sew, record and put for Facebook. You they hear me? Record them, put for somewhere, maybe they see them. So that when you say you are a tailor, how do you tailor? You say, please call my daddy. Or you go for embassy, no, they do that one. No. Is that clear? So hold that to you now. Let people know you for who you are. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to bring our next, great man that we want to talk to us. He wants to leverage on a topic which he will come to tell us this very afternoon. All the way from United States of America, a great man, Uncle Andrew Lovedale. Please help celebrate him. If you're clapping, put your hands together for this man we're proud of. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for coming. I see you guys, my babies. How you guys doing? My younger daughter, I see you guys too. I just want to say thank you to Mr. Ikenna. I have so much respect for you and what you're building. Thanks for letting us play a little part in what you're doing. Mr. Kigbe, Reverend, I've heard so much about you, and I said that to you before, that there are so many champions that you've raised, and they have crossed my path in such a beautiful way. and they continue to really inspire hope in the children that we serve. And I hope you get to see some of the programs outside of the hub someday. And Mrs. White, thanks for all that you're doing. I know we're hanging out tomorrow as well. So thanks again for having me. So I know that there's so many resources on the internet, so you can find a lot of things on the internet. So today I wanted to take a little bit of a different approach with you guys, okay? And most times when you think about an idea or what you're doing as a creative, what you tend to forget is who you are, all right? What you tend to forget is who you are as a person, okay? So when I started, I always wanted to be a medical doctor because guess what? That's what Daddy wanted, right? Daddy wanted me to be a medical doctor. And then I pursued that path and I started playing basketball. And I was very fortunate to get a scholarship to go to Davidson where I played basketball. And Karen Hills, my biology teacher, called me one day and she said, "You're always traveling to play games." And so when I would be in the lab, when I would be playing a game in another state, my group would be in the lab slicing DNA for 5 hours. And so I had to do that work by myself. And she called and she said, "You have to pick. You're either going to be a medical doctor or you're going to be what? A basketball player." And I picked basketball. Because what was I driven by? I was driven by the desire to get my mother out of poverty. Okay? And all I wanted to do at the time was I just wanted to build my mom a home and buy her a car. All right? And I did that with 2 paychecks from basketball. Okay? And so I played professionally in France, I played in Hungary, I played in Switzerland, and at some point, right, I got hurt. But at Davidson, I majored in political science and I studied economics. And then I got hurt playing basketball, and I said, well, what am I going to do now? I wanted to go get my MBA. And CEO told me that you need to weigh the opportunity cost of getting an MBA when what you're really doing with A2S at the time is what people go to business school to do. So he said, just surround yourself with people who know business and let them teach you. And that is what I did. The reason I share that piece of me is because a lot of who I am today is grounded in each and every of that story. But the piece I came away with, and I wanted to share with you guys today, is something that you don't often think about as creatives, right? Is the piece where I got to learn about teamwork, basketball. Trust me, when I played basketball in college, I woke up at 5:30 every morning. And I work out for 2 hours. And then I go to class. And I'm done with class at 4. I go to practice from 4 till 7:30. I have dinner, and I did that 4 straight years. So it taught me discipline, work ethic. But it taught me about seeing beyond your personal goals, understanding the concept of team, understanding what it means to collaborate. Are you guys hearing? Understanding what it means to collaborate. These are very simple things that we talk about all the time. But you know what I've learned from working with people? Is sometimes people just lack the discipline to do the right thing. You can find anything you want today on the internet. I can get off the stage today and you can go Google what it means to be a creative and all the steps, and you will find amazing resources out there. It's all there. But what I've seen people do is that they don't apply themselves. They don't apply themselves. So if you don't take anything away from me today, there are 3 key things I want you to think about. Is 1, as a creative, do not reinvent the wheel. There are too many people who are reinventing the wheel. Do you guys know what I mean by that? Now, waiting the trend, now you won't jump on. Don't jump on the bandwagon because everybody's doing it. So, okay, now this thing, the trend. Think about what's sustainable. Right? Everyone wants to be an influencer today. Think about, I think she mentioned it in a different light. Think about this, originality. What's original about your idea? So don't reinvent the wheel. Too many people are reinventing the wheel. So when you understand yourself, the second thing is make sure you're not reinventing the wheel. Another thing that I observe a lot is that there are so many ideas, but there are fewer successful people. So you can have 30 businesses in Benin, and only 5 of them are thriving. When those same 30 people who are CEOs could be co-founders, could be co-CEOs, establish 15 businesses, and 12 of them will thrive. So why are we reinventing the wheel when we can play as a team? Do not reinvent the wheel. Don't fall for that. When I started A2S, I was a basketball player, very little business sense. But you know the people that got brought to me? Mr. King. Mr. King was vice president of insurance company, a business executive. He was a co-founder. Morgan Clark, an administrator, a co-founder. She built the back end of A2S. Lauren, a communication specialist, a co-founder. Guess what? Lauren built our first website, built all the communication pieces that we needed. And my beautiful wife, Molly, is what? She's an attorney. She's a lawyer. She filed for our incorporation. She reviewed all our legal documents. 5 people, different skill sets, came together and formed A2S. Until today, they are still there. So when people see me, they often think that I own A2S. No, I don't. There are these people that I'm accountable to. So don't reinvent the wheel. Be a team player. When people in Nigeria, they tell you, say, I don't know if you trust this person. Nobody knows. No, don't allow that be your mindset. There are people here who are doing amazing work that you can trust, that you can build with. You just have to find them. Mrs. White was talking about systems and processes and operational excellence and making sure that you can be accountable. If you are not accountable to other people, first be accountable to yourself. I don't need to be accountable to destiny. I first want to be accountable to myself. As a creative, if you set the highest standards for yourself, everyone else's standards falls below your standards. So do not reinvent the wheel. I see too many people doing that. At A2S, we plan. I think some of my team members are here. I think that they don't tire for me. Right? We plan. The first 10 years was planned. We called it the year in which we built community. We knew exactly how many people we wanted to hire. People don't plan. Because people don't see the work behind the scenes, right? People are not interested. You need to do the work that nobody sees. When you see a beautiful website, there's a back end where the ugly code is written. You have to plan. Our next 10 years, we've called it our season of promise. You have to plan. And there's so much that goes into all of that stuff. So when it comes out on the outside, it's not just going to do well, but it's also sustainable. So don't reinvent the wheel. Don't be that person that wants to be, you want me to call you Oga? My Oga, they come, my madam, they come. If there's anything I've learned in life, is that it gets really lonely at the top. It gets really lonely at the top. So if you want to build, build with other people. We're not enjoying the benefits of our shared humanity. Right? We are not enjoying the benefits because everybody they try, you want to do it by yourself. You want to do it alone. Some of the most successful businesses in the world, they are run by 4 or 5 people. When some of these companies go public, their first 100 employees become automatic millionaires. So why do you want to keep everything to yourself and then not reach the potential of your idea? Right? So those things are holding us back. Find like minds. They're all around you. Like minds, people you can collaborate with. Think through your ideas. Is this original? Understand your identity. Who are you as a person? You ask yourselves the right question. What am I creating? What value do I bring? Who am I going to serve? Ask the right questions. I always tell people, think of your life as ministry. Don't think about money. Ministry over money all the time. Ministry over what? I tell my kids all the time, and I say, if you pursue money, you will lose relationships. If you pursue relationships, money becomes a byproduct. So your heart has to be in the right place. Your heart has to be in the right place. Another key thing here that I have for you, I know Mr. Leon is approaching me, is just understanding what it means to ideate. During COVID, A2S hired people during, I think Auntie Faith joined our team during COVID, right? She joined our team during COVID. During COVID, there were 3 key things I told our team. Joy, we can't lose our joy, right? Pivot, we need to be ready to pivot at any given time. And then lastly, stamina. Whatever we needed to do to maintain stamina, we did. Because only the organizations that knew what it took to maintain stamina would stand the test of time. And those 3 things were things that we kept hounding. And lastly, before I leave, whatever you build, develop a culture of empathy. A culture of empathy. It will take you a long way. The people that you serve, the people who serve you, the people who serve with you, treat them as human beings. Develop a culture of empathy. At A2S, our workplace culture is, our workplace values is faith, integrity, and teamwork. If you were an employee at A2S 7 years ago, it doesn't look the same today. I pride myself in how I treat the people that I work with because I know that I can't be in Nigeria and serve the amazing kids that we serve daily. Right? So within our workplace right now, I look at it and I'm like, oh my God, where else can you work in Benin and actually benefit some of the things that we do? Benefit from some of the things that we do. Right? Who goes to work and gets free lunch every day? Auntie Faith, I'm not putting her hand up. Right? Our staff members go to work and they get lunch every day. Right? Auntie Faith had her baby. Guess what? On our site, we have a crèche for working mothers. So when they work, their babies are taken care of. Right? When I say culture of empathy, some of the things that we try to do, we are a non-profit organization, but we do have the HMO. Their health is taken care of. I talked with my leadership team and they said, you know what? Even though we pay well, guess what? Everybody has needs, and then their family member has needs. So what did we do? We created a forced retirement savings account. It has nothing to do with coming from their pay. It's just money that we now put aside for staff members to say, hey, when you retire from A2S, you are going to have money set aside for you. Right? And I say that to say you can't be the CEO, you can't be the co-founder, you can't be that leader, you can't be that creative who is thinking about, oh, I'm just going to gather money and then I'm just going to pay people peanuts. Your job is not to make me rich. If your mentality is that people who work for you, their job is to make you rich, then you're totally doing it the wrong way and you are on the wrong bus. Okay? So you have to develop a culture of empathy where you are constantly thinking about the people that you serve with, the people that you serve, and those who serve you. So as you continue to innovate and you continue to think about these amazing things that you do, don't hit a wall and stop. So many people say, I just do this business, I just reach here. This business not just the work. So when I hit a wall at A2S, there's one thing that signals. I call it a growth opportunity. It means that we're doing things and we've hit a point where we need to restructure how we do things. We need to iterate on our policies and we need to rework things so that we can push to that next level of growth. How many people do you know in Nigeria, a friend, that they just sit there, they say this business not going to just work for Nigeria, or this idea, they'll just quit. And don't be the person that has 5 or 7 different ideas and you play book better with ideas. Okay, maybe if I just do 7, one go just click. Whatever you've chosen, be convicted about it. Know who you are. Don't reinvent the wheel and make sure you stick with it. And I promise that if you develop a culture of empathy, as a creative, you will not just be a creative, you will be what I've coined a visionary creative. Someone who sees beyond the immediate. Someone who sees the big picture. And someone whose idea is truly what? Is truly original. So try and merge the originality of your idea with who you are and ensure that when you look back at it, you know how you go start to build something where you don't build and reach somewhere, you don't recognize the thing, you don't recognize yourself. Make sure that those things align. And I don't think I'm missing anything, but the 3 key things, my scholars are here, so I wanted to remind them of these things. If there's anything you've heard today from all the speakers, there are similar things that we talk about at A2S. It's 1, God's desire and design for mankind is the gift of choice. Make God-honoring choices. And our goal is to make sure that we are champions of empowered choices. So if you're a creative here, maybe that's something that you can do as well. Number 2, develop agency in people. Develop what? You have to develop agency in people. At A2S, all our staff, they have access to LinkedIn Learning. Over 16,000 courses available to them. They can take it. The only requirement from A2S is 24 hours a year. They can do 360 hours as long as they're developing themselves. Develop an agency in people. And then lastly, godly stewardship. Be godly stewards of your time, your talents, and your treasures. A2S is an organization today because we continue to innovate, we continue to ideate, and think about it, we are a non-profit. So you think on those things. From playing basketball, I was able to say, God, I want to do this. It's a promise that I made. And we are able to do this without taking from it. This is a seed, right? So in the way that we've developed A2S, my wife and I have said, this is our seed into God's work, into his kingdom, right? And so instead of A2S paying me a salary, I give to A2S. Right? And that's that culture of empathy. It doesn't have to start with Auntie Sarah right there. It doesn't have to start with Miss Faith. It starts with me. To know why is it that I'm doing what I'm doing, why this was started in the first place, why our team banded together, and why we continue to evolve. But the idea is always be a moving train, never be stagnant. If you have a growth mindset, you will always outlast anyone that wants to do it alone and wants to travel the journey just so that they can be recognized. There's only really one person whose recognition should matter, and I bet you all know who that is. It's Jesus, right? All right. Thank you so much. God bless.
Thank you so much, sir. I wish you could just go on and on. Wow. At least when I won't measure height. The man big. Please celebrate him one more time. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Please, all they've taught us here, we've talked about, let's not be the hearer alone. Let's also be the doer, right? Go back and let it be useful. In all, I have learned from this great man, he's successful, he's wealthy, but he loved Jesus Christ. Is that clear? In all that he has gotten in life, he still loved God Almighty. If he said, every good and perfect gift comes from the Lord. You are nothing but Jesus. Is that clear? Let's go back and know that. Is that clear? Don't be a guru in tech and all that. Congo to serve Satan. Don't be Satan give you that brain. No. Now God give you. And Jesus give you. Please celebrate this great man as he leaves. Thank you so much for having me. This is my time. I'm the comedy pharmacist. Mommy, God bless Mommy K for us. Mommy, thank you so much for all you do. We respect and love you. Please celebrate this great man for this huge work. Please, can you celebrate Ikena, please? And do you know that his wife is here? We have not mentioned your wife. Please celebrate Mrs. Ikena, please. Celebrate her, please. Thank you so much for supporting your husband. God bless you. And we say good night from my own hand, though.
Okay, we'll soon leave here, and I want to specially introduce someone that is so dear to me. This young man, I wouldn't be standing here if not for her. Several years ago, there's one of the reasons that we had to start talking as creative is because sometimes it's easy for us to slip into depression. And I was depressed, I was broken, life happened to me, and I was angry with God. And I didn't know how to go about every other thing until one day I woke up to a BBM message. How many of you remember BlackBerry Messenger? So I woke up to a BBM message one day, and in that message, it was just one line: "Oh boy, am I seeing you today?" And that person and that message is what led to me standing in front of you. So ladies and gentlemen, please, if you don't mind, can you stand up as I make welcome my mother, K. Benson Ahibe. Thank you so much, Mom.
Justice Teacher, thank you so much for the honor. Many years ago, I'm standing before people that I know that maybe tomorrow or next tomorrow, some of you will be the VC of some of the universities, the governor of Edo State, the president of Nigeria, the largest business, the best, whatever it is. So I stand here with a sense of duty that transcends beyond today. Because I know that sitting in front of me today are the people that when we are old and we're sitting down, you'll be the one taking the stage and making a difference. Thank you so much, EC. I've been telling you to come and coach us. You have refused. Help me celebrate my son. He can when it has to do with technology, whether he ate it as witchcraft, I don't know, but there's something about him and all of this. I want you to give me the next 15 minutes of your life, and I want you to listen very carefully. Some of the things I'll be saying today, you might not have heard about them, but I hope you have. So many years ago, when we fall in love then, there was a song that all of us used to sing. And I will always love you. The person that wrote that song or the person that sang the song transformed our lives in several ways. But disappointment came up one day that we just opened the media and discovered that she had drowned. And she didn't drown in the Hill River. She didn't drown in River Niger. She drowned in her own bathtub. And when you check critically, there was chronic cocaine use. A very beautiful talent. She had so many songs. All of that ended in a bathtub. Several years ago, someone sang a song and said that he's talking to the man in the mirror and he's asking the man in the mirror to change his ways. And they called him king of the pop, and he was, please, 15 minutes. And he practically was everywhere. The stadium will be jammed. People will faint just by seeing him or him singing. And then that tragedy also happened and turned our lives around. My father heard about Michael Jackson. I heard about Michael Jackson. My son heard about Michael Jackson. But that entire destiny ended in just one thing, that he came under intoxication of a particular kind of drug. Because, one, he wanted something that will make him sleep because he was going through insomnia. And he wanted also something that when he's rehearsing, he was not able to, blink his eyes. When you look at all of that, you ask yourself, what really happened? You turn around, you hear someone that sang a song, you have everything and you're still lonely. And then you're wondering, what is going on? They are dragging R. Kelly here, there. The question is this. Today you have a lot of talent. Today you are doing a lot of research. You are doing everything to put it together. The one thing you must take care of is your well-being. Because if you don't take care of your well-being, God forbid, the person, not you, we will hear about you, but you'll never get to arrive. Because the things you didn't take care of will arise somewhere to take care of you. Having said all of this, I want you to think about something. Sitting down looking at you, I'm looking at people who are looking so fine, so wonderful. And there are some things about you, some areas of your life you have never touched. I came late today, not because I wanted to dishonor you. Today is my therapy day. I spend time every Thursday talking to people who have been broken by circumstances, broken by life, broken by several kind of things. But the last thing that happened before I left my office, I stepped into the car, and a woman ran after me and said, please, someone needs to come and see you. So I'm bringing someone to see you. He said he has married 3 times, and he's not able to keep his marriage. I said, what is the problem? While he was a young man in his father's house, there were so many aunties in the house. And those aunties were giving him his body, were giving this little boy his body to play with. And then he got to a point where he was using the private part of aunties to play, to the point that he became an addiction. Today, the only way he can have a sexual intercourse with anybody is to suck the person. So he's not able to go the other way. Once he does that, he's satisfied. He has come to a place where he can't function normally. He's functioning dangerously. Let me ask you a question. Is there something about you that would destroy this beautiful, powerful gift that you have today? If there is anything you need to take care of, you need to make sure that you're not stuck. If you're stuck, you'll not be able to grow. You won't have, they've spoken to you, told you powerful things. You need to collaborate with other people. Don't reinvent the wheel of progress. You see, if you're broken, you can't have interpersonal wholeness. The brokenness will make sure that it doesn't continue. If you are broken, you can't have emotional stability. Because when you say someone has trauma, what you're saying is that there's a split between the person's body, the person's mind, the person's emotion, and the person's will. It means that you will want to make a decision, but the power to make decision have been broken by what happened to you. Are you still here? Is it 15 minutes yet? Easy. You will sit down and write very powerful proposals. But to take that proposal to the next level becomes a problem because of trauma. And listen to me, when you hear trauma, you will think it's actually very heavy, powerful, dangerous things, events that happen to you. Sometimes that's trauma A, that's acute events. But trauma has two types. You have trauma that has to do with acute events. Then you have trauma that happened, developmental trauma. Trauma that happened over time, over years, over a period. You are not aware that they are happening. And most times they are tied to deprivation wounds. Let's try to close. When you're traumatized like that, you have good ideas, but you're not able to implement. Reason. Because there is a split between your body, your mind, your head, your will, and your emotions. So you are moving around. Someone sees someone that is together, but you're not really together. Your body is there, is in your body. Your mind is there, is in your body. Your emotions are there. So they're all wrong. You are fighting yourself. There's an emotional turmoil going on inside. And when these things are not taken care of, that's what shows up as addiction. As I close, I'll close with a personal story. I realized somewhere in my life that I start something and I don't finish it. At a time in this town, I was running something they called Stand Up for Orphans Concert. Stand Up for Orphans Concert was an advocacy campaign talking about all the orphanages in Edo State. That demanded that we bring different celebrities from Nigeria to come and add their voice and influence to get things working. In fact, at a time, we visited all the orphanages in Edo State because we're asking a different kind of question. The question is this: what kind of developmental programs are going on? Are these orphanages a charity bait, or is there a transition to take the children? What is the plan, an exit plan for a child to come into an orphanage and go? That's not where we're going. Now, why did I stop all of that? I want to tell you a story. Are you here? It's time up, isn't it? I want to tell you a story. I want you to listen to me. I'm talking about myself. I grew up from a polygamous home. Unfortunately, we were so polygamous and so broken. Polygamous in the sense that my father did not have the emotional intelligence to keep his family together. So one woman, I don't want to say, dominated one woman. Eventually, the family split into different places. My mom was a politician, so most of the time he was not around. I had an absentee mom. Because my father was not around, he was around, but he was absent. So I want to use the opportunity to talk to every man who says, I'm going to be a father one day. You have to be careful, but that's not what we're going to. So because of my father's absence, there was my uncle, who was my mother's best friend and the most trusted uncle my mom had. And so whenever my mom is going for politics, he will hand me over to my uncle. He said, my brother, take care of my daughter. I'm going for a campaign. And the best way my uncle could take care of me was sexual abuse. My uncle, yes, if you look, yes. My uncle turned me into a wife. That's the way I can describe it. I was less than 9. And my uncle felt that this. So whenever my mom comes back, I didn't have the boldness, because my self-esteem has been damaged, to say to my mom what was going on. So I'll be looking at her like this, trying to say something. too afraid to talk about it. Again, I didn't know how she would see it. I didn't know how she will interpret it. Is time up? Is it time? It's 15 minutes. I didn't know how she will interpret it. I didn't know how she will go about it. So I started enduring that pain and everything that came with the pain. Eventually, I left my father's house not because I chose to. I left my father's house because I needed to get away from that harm. But I have gotten up from that position, but I was broken on every side. I was broken to the point that I didn't know who I was. The impact of what happened destroyed something inside me. I tried to write my JAMB. I wrote that exams. I wrote it to the point that they were almost using my name to teach people how to fill GCE form. Because even my memory was broken. Everything was broken on every side. I was less than 9. From there, I gave my life to Christ. But I realized that I was a saint with a sinner problem. Everything I saw myself doing, I found out that I had such rage and anger that if you do something to me, I come on you with anger. There was no apology. I wouldn't feel guilty that I did that to you. The brokenness, I was like a woman in prison. The difference was that the prison was not stuck in a corner. I want you to listen carefully. I carried my jail everywhere I went to. I carried my jail into my marriage. And the first thing it affected was our ability to be husband and wife, our intimacy. Each time we need, what time? What's the time? Every time we had to go into intimacy, I was so scared. Remember, it happened at 9, and I was married at 20-something. Nobody ever told me. There was no education to explain to me that what is going on in my present life had something to do with what had happened somewhere else. And my husband would ask, what's the problem? Then he would tell me, say, like this thing, no, like this thing. Some people have used it to build houses. I said, I don't know how they try. I don't know how. So one day he started asking me a question. Did anything ever happen to you? I said, the only thing I can remember is so and so, but I don't think it could have this kind of effect on me. You see, education is important. I have limited time, but let's just go on. One day he went somewhere, and it was an education, an inner healing education in America. He came back with it and he said to me, he said, my wife, I think you need to attend this training. It's going to help you answer the questions that you have not been able to answer concerning your life. I started an inner healing training. I was going for the training not just to come and train others. I needed to deal with me, the woman in the mirror. I was a mother, but I was absent, even though I was at home. I will only remember what was happening in front of me. If anything had passed, I won't remember it again. If you ask me about that thing, I won't remember. The only thing I could remember was the thing in front of me. I did not realize that all of that had to do with the brokenness that happened when I was a child. And through my school, I went through a therapy. And while we were at the therapy, I wept like a woman that was beaten by a dog. I didn't realize that I never forgave the person who did, in as much as I've been a Christian all my life. I carried that bitterroot judgment. I carried that anger, that rage inside me, wishing that one day life will give me the opportunity to revenge on him. I went through a therapy section and I wept for days. And I realized that my father's absence also created a vacuum inside me. Listen to me. Your father, your mother, your brothers and sisters, all of them have functions in your life. Time will fail me to show you what each one means. But for my father, your father's role is the role of identity. It is your father that is supposed to be the first person that will call you baby before a lover calls you baby. If you miss that gap, so if you go outside and someone calls you baby for the first time and you didn't hear it from home, you will think the person has given you anything in the world. So the person can do anything to you. Slap me, but love me. Abuse me, but love. Anything you want to do to me, do it to me as long as you make me feel special. So all of that was taken care of. The daddy wound, the mother wound, the siblings. And by the time I came out with a kind of joy I've never seen in my life. 3 months after, the man calls me and say, I have a problem. I need to pay my children's school fees. Please, can you send me the money to pay my children's school fees? 2 things went through my heart. If murder was not that it wasn't a criminal offense, should I murder this person? Or should I tell him, God punish you, punish your mother, punish your father, punish your brothers, punish everything about you? But when I was thinking about that, there is this peace that came out from inside my heart and said, if you can afford the children's school fees, pay the children's school fees. And I called him back. I said, send me your account number. And I paid the children's school fees. One day, the first son called me and I said to them, your father almost destroyed my life, but God gave me back my life. I end this story by saying to you, sitting here today are young girls that have been touched in a way you should never have been touched. An uncle touched you and touched you badly. A father touched you. Someone somewhere touched you. The person has left, but the impact of the person's action has not left. Some of us, you were not touched sexually. Give me 2 minutes. Some of us, you were verbally abused. The verbal abuse dealt with your identity. Or you're trying to find everything. You're trying to find your identity through creativity. So the motive behind the thing is not to solve problems, like you were saying. The motive behind it is not to create a society that is beneficial to everybody. The motive behind it is called performance orientation. Performance orientation is a syndrome where the reason for which you are doing something is that you want to prove something to someone. So when you prove it to the person, what happens? Some of us have been verbally abused. Your identity have been damaged. Some of us, you have suffered neglect. Some of us, you have suffered physical abuse. The thing is this. If it was a physical wound, someone will see the blood and bring assistance to you and help you to resolve the pain. But it was a non-physical wound. So the pain is locked up somewhere and you need to release the pain. You know why? Hurting people hurt people. You will do it in the lives of other people. And you see, if we keep doing that, we will never have a healthy society. There's a generation that is waiting for you to call you mother, to call you father, not because you gave birth to them, because you answered a problem they are asking. You are creating a culture that can change Africa with your talents. You can't do that with brokenness. You need to find answer for every place where you have been fragmented and broken. You need to release the unresolved pain, release the unresolved anger, release the thing that you have put up and say, you see this thing, you see this HIV, I will pass it around. I met a girl that said, this HIV, I must pass it around. It's the boy I love that gave it to me. Since he didn't tell me, I must make sure I give everybody this thing they have given to me. You can't live like that. Your brokenness, your pain can drive the digital economy in such a way that you create values that will shape culture. Thank you.
Let's give her a round of applause and a standing ovation. I think we can do better. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the legendary K. Benson Akigbe II. And thank you all for coming today. It has been an amazing experience. Please, you can be seated. This event was put together by none other than the amazing team at InspireX and spearheaded by Mr. Ikena Ikpa. So I want us to give a round of applause to Mr. Ikena, the host. Please do better. We can do better. We can give a round of applause to Mr. Ikena and to the amazing team at InspireX. I want us to, for those of us curious about joining and knowing more about Acaderax, please put up the link here so you can join the community to get more information. Once more, thank you to our speakers. I'm going to just call their handle so you can follow them online. But for Mrs. K, Pastor K that just left, if you love what you heard and you want to hang out with her and you're not a married person, on Sunday by 5 p.m., she'll be Thursday, 6 p.m., she'll be doing a live session so you can join in on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram to have more, listen to her more, to get more. So our handle is K Benson Akigbe. I'm going to spell the Akigbe. Akhigbe. That's the last speaker. At K is the alphabet K. Benson, spelled Benson. Then Akigbe, Akhigbe. And then for Andrew Lovedale, he spoke before her, Mr. Andrew Lovedale. His handle on Instagram is AN, that's Ann. Lovedale, that's love. Then DALE, Lovedale. Ann Lovedale, that's his Instagram handle. And the legendary also, Mrs. Isimeme White from Genius Hub, that spoke about grants and how we could find structure and make meaning for our businesses, even as creatives. Her handle is at Isimeme. Isimeme is spelled ISIMUEMUE. Then White is spelled with a Y, which is WHYTE. So ISIMUEMUEWHYTE. So on the screen is the link, so you can scan it with your phone. Go to your camera. For everyone here that has a smartphone, go to your camera and just scan this link. It will take you straight to the community, and it will be launching on April 1st, and you can get exclusive access. Sorry? You can scan the link. Okay, let me step away so you can. And if it doesn't work, if you are not able to do that, you can meet myself or any of the other organizers after now. I believe I'm going to call the host now to give us his closing statement, and then we can wrap this up. Ladies and gentlemen, with a round of applause, a loud, resounding round of applause, welcome Mr. Ikena Ikpa.
Thank you, everyone. Nothing else to say, but thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for staying to this end. I'm looking forward to seeing you in our community. Like I said earlier, every single person, both the panelists and those that spoke, will be meeting with them at the community closed section with them. Thank you again for coming. And please help me appreciate this wonderful woman that allowed me be me. Babe, please come. Okay, that's the wonderful woman that allowed me to be me, that have to take all the sacrifices. Thank you. All right. Thank you for agreeing to marry me. When she married me, I wasn't looking this nice. Thank you. All right. Can you imagine? She's a mother of two, and she's looking this amazing. All right. Thank you. Thank you, babe. So, see you again next year. Next year, we are having the second edition of Creative Summit in March next year, the last Thursday of March next year, and we're opening the community 1st of April. Please see you in the community. God bless you. Thank you for coming again. I appreciate you all. Thank you.
If you're a part of the team, please, after the photograph, I'd love you to just come out so we can take a picture. I'm sorry the photographers may not be able to join because they're the one taking the pictures. But we'd love to take group pictures. Please don't run out. Please, I don't want everyone to go out. Please don't go out. Please. Please, thank you. So after this photo, team members, please kindly come forward. Everyone running behind the scenes for the event to hold successfully, please quickly come forward. Content creators, Dorcas, please. Let's quickly come forward for a photos. Oh, if I say photos. All right. After that, we're going to do a group photograph. Everyone here to create a memory. I'm going to snap me with convener. I've just snapped this picture. They've not snapped. They've not snapped. Team, where are the team? Okay. There's space on this side. And then please, immediately after the team, I want everyone to join so we can have a memory of today. All right, so we're going to do something fun. I don't know if the recording cameras are still on. Okay. Give on your phone, do video for us. Please give me your phone, let him do video for us. All right, on 3, we're going to say InspireX. On 3, InspireX. Can we do that? 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Now everyone come. Everyone, let's come together. Let's do this. Emmanuel, come on. Daniel. Efe, come. Joy. I'll call your name if I know your name. Tejuri. Group pictures, everyone. You can come here, just come here. There's space here. A2S scholars, can you come? Yes, come. I remember being an attendee. Yeah, just come. It's like people don't want these group pictures. Destiny. A2S scholars. I better talk to your scholars to come and
Hi, scholars. I know you guys were surprised to see me. I wasn't surprised because I was expecting you guys. Please, let's go together. Wait. Fine girl. Fine girl sitting.
All right, let's do InspireX InspireX Creative Summit now on 3. Can we? It's too long. Let's just do jollof rice on 3. No, let's do Oya Connect on 3. Oya Connect. Okay, InspireX and Oya Connect. We'll do 2. Are we ready? The first one is Oya Connect. The second one is InspireX. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Oya Connect. And now the second one, InspireX. 1, 2, 3. InspireX. That's awesome. Thank you very much. See you next year. God bless you. If you're among those that won the scholarship, when you join the community, someone will drop a message for you to confirm, and then you would DM the person. That's the man standing there. We drop a message, say, my name is, he will tell you his name, and then you would message you.